Alright, welcome back to the channel. This week's episode is going to be the beginning of our focus on detailing our Tesla, or any car for that matter. But the Tesla is known for having soft clear coat, soft paint, so we want to use the proper tools and the proper chemicals to make sure that we're not marring and tearing up that paint. Alright, so let's get right into it. Let's talk about the chemicals that we need to get this job done. We're going to be using Double Black Diamond Rennie Doyle Collection Brake Buster Total Wheel Cleaner. I like this wheel cleaner because it's non-acidic and it really gets that brake dust off good. So we'll be using that. We're going to need a bucket to rinse our tools in, just a plain old bucket, and I prefer a grit guard so that as we're rinsing the tool, the grit falls below the guard and we don't keep picking it up each time we put the brush into the bucket. First things first, we'll be agitating the brake dust from inside the barrels of the rims with a barrel brush. Nice soft bristle, protected at the end with rubber here, everything we can do to stop from scratching and marring everything. Once we get that done, we can agitate the brake dust all around the rim with this kind of medium coarse brush that does a good job of agitating the brake dust off the rim. Should we need a little bit wider application, let's say for a truck or some other vehicle with large rims or heavy soiling, we'll use this much larger brush, but it is still very soft. Again, we want to use the least amount of chemical and the softest brushes possible to get the job done. We don't want to just jump to a hard bristle brush tearing the rims to bits or some intense high energy cleaner that's just going to strip everything off, all right? So minimum tool, minimum chemical to get the job done. Then we're going to agitate the tires with this tire brush. It's a special brush that's the right width, right height, you can get your thumb on here, really agitate the tire properly. This is a little bit coarser brush, so we got to be careful not to be getting at those rims with this. That would be bad. Just scratch the crap out of the rims. All right, once we get the tires fully cleaned, then we're going to dry them. We're going to be using same Rennie Doyle, in this case, Bead Maker Paint Protectant. I find that this is a good drying agent. It lubricates the surface, so again, we're not marring or scratching. So we'll be spraying this on with a spray bottle and wiping it off with our Eagle Edgeless Creature. Nice pile, perfect for the job. And I like black because it tells me that we're working on tires and wheels so that I don't end up next time using this on the paint. So I use black microfiber towels. Once we get it fully dried off, then we're going to be using the Adams applicator, and I like this VRP by Chemical Guys. It's pretty good. We're going to try this today, and we'll be able to squirt it on and apply it to the tire to get that nice matte finish that we want. I don't like Armor All shiny. I like matte, brand new looking. All right, so without further ado, let's go out there and get started with the cleaning. Yeah.
All right, so let's get started. Before we wash any part of the car, we want to start with a very thorough pressure wash. My pressure washer uses 1000 psi and has a 40-degree tip, so you can get pretty close with no risk to damaging the paint. There are several advantages to a good solid pre-wash. 1, it'll make the wash process much easier. 2, it removes all large particles and will prevent marring and scratching during the wash process. A good tip for you: try not to spray all over the car while we're cleaning the wheels, as this will bake in the sun and start to dry onto the paint. The wheels and tires are looking better already. Now it's time to put some brake buster on and let it sit for a minute or two. These rims and tires just aren't that dirty, so today I'm going to use a 1:4 dilution ratio. You can adjust this ratio based on your cleaning needs. Brake buster can even be used straight out of the bottle for those super tough jobs. Make sure to get good thorough coverage because we're going to need this lubrication for the brush work we have ahead. Now let's clean the barrels of the wheels with our barrel brush. Make sure to reach way back inside there and make sure we agitate effectively to get all that brake dust off. On the Tesla, there's a lot of regenerative braking, so there's very little brake dust, which makes this job pretty easy. If it's been a while since you've cleaned your wheels and the brake dust just isn't coming off easy, you could consider adding more brake buster or increasing that dilution ratio to help break down that material. Alright, now that we've made our way all the way around the wheel, looks like all that brake dust is gone. We can get out our detailing brush and start cleaning these wheels. I like to spray some brake buster right onto the brush for extra lubrication. Systematically and carefully make your way around the rim. Keep in mind, these are painted rims with clear coat on them, and they can scratch just as easily as the paintwork on your car. After I've made my way all the way around the rim, I like to get in there and get those calipers nice and cleaned up too. Now we got the barrels, the wheel faces, and calipers cleaned. It's time to work on the tires. Again, add a little brake buster to the brush and start brushing the tires. These tires have a lot of little grooves in them, so you gotta do quick back and forth agitations, no long swipes. It's also smart to be careful that we don't get this coarse bristle brush grinding into those rims. I can't think of anything worse than thinking I'm making the car better, meanwhile I'm tearing the rims to bits. So everything we do is gonna be careful and calculated. I'd rather it take just a little longer and be done right. The most important part with cleaning these tires is getting everything from the last detail off, any dirt, any product, so that we got good clean rubber so that our tire dressing will not only stick, but last and look nice as well. Now that everything's super clean and looking good, we're gonna do a nice post-wash rinse and get all the product off. Now that we're confident that all that product is gone, it's time to dry the tires and rims off. I'm going to apply bead maker straight to my microfiber towel. I don't want to shoot it into the rims because it'll end up all over the discs and that wouldn't be good for braking. I like to use the bead maker for a drying lubricant anytime I'm drying anything that has paint on it. It also has a great hydrophobic coating and gives a nice deep gloss. The next time we clean these rims, the dirt is just gonna peel right off because of this. Now that the rims and tires are completely dry, let's go ahead and put some tire dressing on. Add the tire dressing to the applicator. Rub it around on the tire. Be careful not to get it all over the rims. If you do, it's no big deal. You just wipe it off with a microfiber towel, but we might as well try not to make extra work for ourselves. Also, when you're low to the ground, be careful that you're not picking up rocks and dragging them around the tire. Continue to work the product into the tire until you have 100% coverage. Keep in mind that you do not need extra product on there. This is a non-slinging product and it works well, but we just don't want to overload the tire. And there we have it, the finished product. And man, they look great.
Alright, so that's all it takes to get really good looking rims and tires, and it's really easy to do. So if you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more videos. Our next episode is going to be detailing the exterior of the vehicle. And we're going to take you from start to finish on that, and it's going to be awesome. Thanks for coming by, and we'll see you on the next one. Yeah.